Hello and welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy and welcome to today's video. So as you can tell, I want to be talking about Pharah and as specifically as I can, the Pharah problem. And I don't even know how to go about this video per se, but Pharah is a hero that I have just been amazingly frustrated with as of late. She's just insanely ridiculously strong to me, and now with the most recent patch bringing us the 1-year anniversary event for Overwatch, we also saw a very small and what I honestly thought was necessary and maybe not even the end of the Soldier 76 nerfs. Now we saw Soldier 76's rifle, his bullet damage went down from 20 damage per bullet to 19 per bullet, and that's going to be a good change for Soldier because he does definitely just seem insane. So missing shots with him, his overall output should be a little bit lower. It's probably like a 10% nerf, I don't know, maybe less than that, and it might not be all that Soldier needs in terms of a nerf because I think everybody knows Soldier's that go-to heavy hitting ridiculous DPS, especially when he can pop that tac visor and just totally dominate a team. But what does this do? It is a direct, indirect buff to Pharah, and Pharah has been extremely strong in the online meta and competitive ladder meta as of lately, at least in my game. She's very prevalent. I think everybody fears and hates and, you know, just dwells on that Pharah Mercy combo, and while I'm not particularly here today to talk about the Pharah Mercy combo, it is something you do have to keep in the back of your head because a single hit scan on Pharah definitely is a decent counter. And even running double hit scan into Pharah Mercy is a decent counter, but it's just so frustrating to deal with. And I think we, over the board, you know, overall, need to pay attention to what makes Pharah so great and how do we fix this problem. So I have a couple of recommendations or ideas that I think could be potential nerfs to Pharah that we want to see, because I think overall everyone either feels like as an individual hero she's okay or a little too strong, and in a duo such as Pharah Mercy where you really can't tweak the mechanics and the cooldowns or any of the kit from the Mercy side of things, she definitely just feels a little bit ridiculous. You have to send multiple people to deal with her, or you have to find some form of coordination in dive comp or, you know, whatever kind of ground game that you can to eliminate her team and basically outfrag her, which can be very, very hard to do. So, two things. I feel like Pharah spends a pretty ridiculous amount of time in the air, and I don't know if that's something that can really be touched because of the general nature of her weapon. Now, she has, you know, her flight and she has her ability to hover and fuel, but it does seem like the majority of her game time is spent flying through the air and giving her a massive advantage, even over some of the height advantages in the maps. Now, obviously she does come down, she does have that cooldown, but the change to her fuel gauge and how long she could stay in the air really affected her in a heavily positive way. But again, compare Soldier's rocket to, say, a Junkrat grenade launcher, and you can see where the verticality is definitely playing in her favor and plays to the style of the weapon. If you're sitting at ground level, if you're at a declined incline, then you're kind of not gonna do very much other than spam a Reinhardt shield or kind of spam damage toward your enemy. So I'm not sure we can touch her verticality, and I'm not sure that that would be fun as a Pharah to be less vertical. So the next thing that we could look at is her damage. Now, she does have a, you know, 100% zero damage drop off and a, you know, a straight shot rocket launcher that just nails the enemies. And sure, it's a projectile, so you do have to factor in the travel time of the rocket, but it's a little insane to think that it doesn't fizzle off at the end or at a certain max range that we might, you know, have a determined value in the future, or that the further it goes, maybe the less damage it does, or has a smaller splash or something, because she can essentially outrange a Soldier and a McCree who are her effective hit scan quote-unquote counters. So is it as simple as adding some kind of further the Pharah is, the less damage she does. Does she need to take risks by diving over the hit scans to try to duel them and forcing an awkward situation where the hit scans now have to aim straight up rather than a nice 45-degree or diagonal angled hit scan versus flying target fight? I think I would like to see something like that tested, at very least on the PTR. And this new balance type style that Blizzard is going with seems like they're going to be taking their time with the balance. They made a small change to Soldier, they made a small change to Hanzo, and it hasn't been something too ridiculous. So ultimately, here are my thoughts. I think Pharah is a little too strong, and I hate to say that the professional scene not playing her as much as she's seeing ridiculous amounts of play in, duo comps such as Pharah Mercy. She is just a very odd hero to deal with in the online ranked community and ranked competitive ladder. So ultimately, here's my thoughts. I want to see her lose some of her damage at range, or have some kind of aiming mechanism or fall off for how effective she can be at a ridiculous height on max range targets. So I don't know, it's definitely a problem. I think everybody feels the same way. The only effective counter to Pharah can't be Widowmaker, because that's a whole nother problem in and of itself. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please do not leave without leaving a like. Let me know your thoughts below, because it's definitely something we got to talk about. I'm no game developer. I don't create heroes and design their balance, but I'm amazingly curious to hear community thoughts. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next